Hello, folks. Killface of Baylor here. I had someone today asking about um, some ideas for arranging their hotbars, and this is a good reminder to me to mute my chats. So sorry, I was going to keep this short, and here I am. We'll keep that on. Here I am, taking forever. Anyway, let's take a look at how my hotbar is currently organized. Bear in mind, I actually made this a little more complicated for this video because I wanted to give more feedback than I could have given with my original hotbar slots. First of all, know yourself. Know how many hot swaps you can do before you start to lose DPS, and be honest with yourself about it. It might be a good thing to ask for feedback from other players who play your class well on your server, and you can also compare just by attacking this wolf mother or something like that that's not going to die, and take a look at how often you're delaying your skills. Okay, so we have my offhand, and then the skull that I need for energy shield on the top. Those are going to be the weapons that I start a fight with. So they're at the top of my first page. You'll notice I don't have an arrow to the left. I do have one to the right. Down below that, I have my buffs and debuffs, right? So descending under the skull, I have the skull, the energy shield ring, energy shield itself. On the other side, I've filled in the holes with a ring for ice attunement, and then ice attunement below it. Because there were 3 swaps for one skill, or 2 swaps for one skill, rather. That leaves 2 open slots at the bottom, and I've put my Proteus ring for Lure of Ice, and then Lure of Ice itself down on the bottom column. In this other column, that's where things get a little weird. Let's put these on so you can see. So I actually have currently a lot of swaps set up for ice shards. My swaps for ice shards are both things at the top there, the gloves, the helm, and then the skull, the ring below it, and the ice shard skill itself going down the right side. So that's 4 swaps. That's too many, by the way, for almost everyone ever. And then I have gloves that add damage to Firebolt, then a ring for Firebolt, then Firebolt itself. On the next page, I have my Phoenix skill. I have my occult, or in my case, alchemical helm, and then that boosts Ice Blast. And then I'm going to have a ring for Ice Blast. Then on the other side, I have my restoration potions, and then I have a ring for Frostbite and Frostbite itself. You'll notice way over here in the back, I have just spare things, but one of the things that I have is my glider, because most of the time, if I'm on my glider, I can wait outside the aggro range of my opponent, and when I'm ready to get back on my glider and leave, I can go ahead and hop on without having to worry that I'm in a rush. I might have to equip my weapons in a rush, but I'm unlikely to have to equip my glider in a rush, so it can be way back at the back. Anyway, let's take a look at this from the start. Okay, so we select our opponent, then weapons, buffs, energy shield. Right, so it's actually easier for my thumb to go from top to bottom, which is why my buffs are in the order they're in. Hang on, I'm having to deal with notifications on my screen. I didn't turn my phone to airplane mode, which might have been a smart thing to do. And you'll notice I missed a chance at ice shards there, or at Ice Blast, and I also missed a swap. I'm not used to this setup, so this is actually me kind of cold turkey doing it, and I happen to know that my Firebolt will be cooled down, so we're going to do this, then here. And this is why I say don't do this many hot swaps. It's too many, right? Because I'm not actually gaining DPS. I'm losing Ice Blast casts or some other cast like it. And you'll notice I just don't have time to throw Frostbite at all. Oops, and I did those out of order. And my skull doesn't swap in and out, which makes it hard for me to pay attention to. There we go. Hey, lag is making it difficult to tap as well. So that's kind of a look at that, and then we're going to come over here, right, and make sure we're staying buffed. By the way, the damage is because there is a lot of health on my Grunghelm, and there is not nearly as much health on my alchemical helm, right? So that's that. And you'll notice in that rotation, I just don't have time to throw Frostbite without losing some chances to cast something else. You'll notice that was horribly done. So right here, I actually need to swap back to Firebolt because my DPS will be better if I throw that first. And then I missed my gloves. So yeah, that's why that's too many swaps. Anyway, that's a look at how you arrange either 4 pieces of jewelry, which is too much for me for sure, and probably for most people in the case of my ice shards swaps. 2 pieces of jewelry for my Firebolt, and 3 there for Ice Blast. If I were to have only 4 for Ice Shards, I would line it up all down one side the way I have it now. So, yeah, that's that. Hope it helps, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.